Welcome back to RNS Study Room. Today we are breaking down the chain of infection, the stages of infectious disease, and the major ways germs cause illness. Here is the key point. Infection does not happen by accident. Infection happens when a process is completed. To stop infection, we have to break the chain. 1. The chain of infection. For an infection to occur, 6 links must connect. Link 1. Infectious agent. This is the pathogen causing disease. It can be bacteria, a virus, fungi, or a parasite. Link 2. Reservoir. This is where the germ lives. Examples include people, water, food, animals, or contaminated surfaces. Link 3. Portal of exit. This is how the germ leaves the reservoir. It may exit through blood, saliva, respiratory droplets, urine, feces, or wound drainage. Link 4. Mode of transmission. This is how the germ travels. It can spread by direct contact, indirect contact, droplets, airborne particles, or vectors like mosquitoes. Link 5. Portal of entry. This is how the germ enters the next person. It may enter through the mouth, nose, eyes, broken skin, mucous membranes, or invasive devices. Link 6. Susceptible host. This is the person at risk. A host becomes more susceptible when defenses are weak, such as with age, chronic illness, poor nutrition, wounds, stress, or a weakened immune system. Exam tip. If a question asks how to prevent infection, think, which link in the chain can I break? Hand hygiene breaks transmission. Masks block respiratory spread. PPE protects the portal of entry. Vaccines strengthen the susceptible host. Stages of infectious disease infections usually follow a pattern. First, incubation period. The pathogen is inside the body and multiplying, but the person has no symptoms yet. Second, prodromal stage. This is when vague symptoms begin. The patient may feel tired, weak, feverish, or just off. This stage is often highly contagious. Third, acute stage. This is the peak of illness. Symptoms become stronger and more specific. Fourth, convalescent period. The infection is being controlled, and the body starts healing. Fifth, resolution. The pathogen is eliminated, and the patient returns to baseline. Memory trick. IPACR incubation. Prodromal, acute, convalescent, resolution. 3. Mechanisms of pathogenicity. Pathogens cause disease because they have special weapons called virulence factors. Toxins are one major weapon. Exotoxins are proteins released by living bacteria. They damage specific cells. Endotoxins are part of the gram-negative bacterial cell wall. They are released when bacteria die and can cause fever, inflammation, shock, and severe illness. Pathogens also use adhesion factors. These help germs stick to body tissues. Think of pili and fimbriae as little hooks. They also use evasive factors. These help pathogens hide from the immune system. Capsules and slime layers can make it harder for immune cells to destroy them. Exam tip. Adhesion means stick. Evasion means hide. Toxins mean damage. Types of microorganisms. There are 4 major groups to know. Bacteria are single-celled prokaryotes. They can be aerobic, meaning they need oxygen, or anaerobic, meaning they grow without oxygen. They are classified by shape, such as cocci or bacilli, and by gram stain. Viruses are different. They cannot reproduce on their own. They must enter a host cell and hijack that cell's DNA or RNA machinery. Fungi are often opportunistic. They usually cause problems when normal flora is disrupted, such as yeast infections after antibiotic use. Parasites include protozoa, worms, and arthropods. They live on or inside a host and take nutrients from that host. Clinical manifestations and diagnosis. When infection occurs, the body responds with inflammation. The classic signs are redness, heat, swelling, pain, sometimes loss of function. To diagnose infection, providers may use several tests. A culture grows the organism and is often considered the gold standard. Serology checks for antibodies. IgM usually means current or recent infection. IgG usually means past exposure or immunity. PCR testing detects the pathogen's DNA or RNA. This is used to identify the genetic material of the organism. Antimicrobial resistance. Now let's talk about superbugs. Antimicrobial resistance happens when microorganisms change in ways that allow them to survive medications that used to kill them. Bacteria may produce enzymes like beta-lactamase, which breaks down certain antibiotics. They may also mutate their entry ports so the drug cannot get inside. This is why antibiotics must be used correctly. Do not overuse them. Do not stop them early unless the provider says so. And remember, antibiotics do not treat viral infections. Let's recap. Infection requires 6 links: infectious agent, reservoir, portal of exit, mode of transmission, portal of entry, and susceptible host. Disease progresses through stages: incubation, prodromal, acute, convalescent, and resolution. Pathogens cause disease using toxins, adhesion factors, and evasive factors. And antimicrobial resistance is a major concern because bacteria can adapt and survive treatment. This is RNS Study Room. Study smarter, not harder.